I told my friend her joke about my infertility crossed a line. What she did next made me realize she was never my friend at all. My husband and I have been trying to have a baby for 6 years. 6 years of hormone shots, failed IVF cycles, and negative pregnancy tests. 6 years of watching everyone around us announce pregnancies while we smiled through the pain. My best friend Lindsay knew everything. She held me when I cried after my 3rd miscarriage. She drove me to appointments when my husband couldn't get off work. She was supposed to be my person. Last Saturday, she invited me to her daughter's birthday party. I almost didn't go because kids' parties are hard for me, but I pushed through because I love her daughter. Everything was fine until the cake came out. Lindsay stood up to make a toast. She thanked everyone for coming, talked about how blessed she was to be a mother, and then she looked directly at me. She said, "Maybe if you stopped stressing so much, you'd finally get pregnant." My sister's neighbor tried for years, and the second she relaxed, boom, baby. The room went quiet. She laughed like it was advice, like she was helping me. 20 people were staring at me while I sat there holding a piece of birthday cake I suddenly couldn't eat. I set down my plate and said, "That wasn't appropriate." She rolled her eyes. "Oh, come on. It was just a joke. You're so sensitive lately." I stood up. 6 years of treatments, 3 miscarriages, and you think telling me to relax in front of everyone is funny? Her face changed. She looked annoyed. "Not sorry. You're making a scene at my daughter's party." I left without saying goodbye. That night, my phone started blowing up. Lindsay had posted in our friend group chat that I ruined her daughter's birthday by storming out over a harmless comment. She said I was jealous of her family and couldn't handle seeing happy mothers. 3 friends immediately took her side. One said I needed to apologize for embarrassing Lindsay in front of her family. Another said maybe I should take a break from social events if I couldn't handle being around kids. I was devastated. These were women I'd known for over a decade. My husband told me to let it go, that real friends wouldn't treat me this way. But something felt wrong. Lindsay's reaction was too rehearsed, too prepared. I started thinking back over the past year. Every time I shared good news about a treatment, she changed the subject. When I told her my doctor was optimistic about our last cycle, she immediately brought up how exhausting motherhood was. When I mentioned we were considering adoption, she said adopted kids never really bond the same way. Small comments I'd dismissed, little jabs I'd explained away. Then I remembered something from 3 months ago. We were at brunch and Lindsay was complaining about her husband. I mentioned that my husband had been incredible through everything, that our marriage was actually stronger because of what we'd been through. She got quiet. Then she said, "Must be nice to have all that free time to work on your marriage without kids in the way." I'd laughed it off then. Now it clicked. She wasn't making jokes. She was punishing me for something. I called our mutual friend Marisa, the one person who hadn't taken sides yet. I asked if Lindsay had ever said anything about me privately. Marisa went quiet for a long time. Then she told me everything. Lindsay had been talking about me for months, saying I was obsessed with getting pregnant, that I made everything about myself, that my infertility was probably karma for something I did in my past. But the worst part was what Marisa said next. Lindsay told her that she hoped I never got pregnant because then I'd finally have to stop being the center of attention. I hung up and sat in my car for an hour. 6 years of friendship, 6 years of thinking she supported me, and the whole time she was rooting for me to fail. I screenshot everything Marisa told me and sent it to the group chat without any caption. Then I left the group. 2 days later, Lindsay's husband called my husband. He apologized on her behalf and said Lindsay had been struggling with jealousy issues he didn't know about. I didn't respond. Last week, I got a positive pregnancy test. First one that stuck past 8 weeks. I'm not telling Lindsay.